Hey guys, welcome back to ESA Summer Online. We are raising money for Alzheimer London, and links to donate can be found below the stream. We'd also like to thank Kaspersky, Twitch, and ViewSonic for sponsoring the event. And now let's chuck it over to chuckgrody for some King's Quest.
Hey everybody, my name's chuckgrody, and welcome to King's Quest Mask of Eternity. This here is the black sheep of the King's Quest series, one that was kind of developed outside of the original Sierra team. And, well, you're about to see something special because this game is something special, and the speedrun's even more special. So, without further ado, I'm going to get onto it, and we're going to select easy combat difficulty, and we are going to start the run in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So, with me saying that this game is special, it is something special, and right off the bat, it's starting to freeze. Nice. It was not very well coded. It destabilizes. It took me a lot of time to actually get this game running well enough for me to finish the 100% speed run, as well as, you know, just be able to honestly enjoy it. Anyways, so we play as Connor. He's just this guy. This curse is coming over Daventry. Honestly, this game doesn't have much to do with the original canon of King's Quest, but it's just what it is, you know. So this game has a lot of glitches, more than just its lack of stability. As you can see right here, the first thing that we did was clip into a wall, and that is done by alternating between first and third person while taking a running step forward. At the last part of Connor's step, he actually nudges into the whatever's to the right of him, and you can just keep repeating that by going in and out of first and third person. Get ready to see that a lot. Needless to say. Other than that, there's a lot of sequence breaks. A lot of puzzles that are programmed into the game that you're supposed to go through. I'm just gonna straight up bypass them. And here's one where whoopsie doodles. Here's one with a waterfall, where so we go into Castle Daventry. So you may see that this game is a little bit different than your average adventure game fare of old King's Quest. Much like a lot of other Sierra titles once they changed hands, they really started to turn the games over to 3D, because 3D was a big thing in the late 90s and early 2000s, and well, Tomb Raider was a big thing, wasn't it? So let's turn this game into Tomb Raider. But it's a little bit more than that. It's actually an action platformer RPG adventure game. That's a mouthful. But yeah, all those things are mostly displayed in the speed run. Yeah. So anyways, we go into Castle Daventry, see a picture of, you know, that guy from those games. We don't know about him and his yellow hat. We don't care. So we have to get out of this well. This clip right here kind of shows some walls have multi-layers, and I need to clip through each layer individually. Yeah. So the next thing that we're going to do is there's all the people in Daventry, as according to the story, have been cursed, and the curse that is they have all been turned to stone. All except for one single wizard, who is that guy over there. And this guy, well, he's going to help us do a few sequence breaks. So what we do here is we start a conversation with him, finish the conversation, wait till he gets done talking, jump, click on him, go, save the game, load the game. This initiates his conversation, show him an item, and then suddenly we get control of Connor. And with that, now I can go and do a bunch of different things that I need to do while he's talking. You may have seen I also walked over to that wall, literally stood in front of it, moved the camera in a certain way, and was able to
What was the tempest's nature?
I was able to grab a candle. That's another glitch. And here we're going to do a glitch to get a rope and hook because, you know, Connor needs to... Oh, nice. I messed it up. Connor needs to be like Batman. Unfortunately, this may muck it up. Yeah, whoops. Okay. This won't take too much extra amount of time with me missing this, but it is what it is. So what I'm doing right here is I need to clip into this wall right here, do a backflip, land close to that, and oh my goodness gracious, I keep messing it up. Sorry, everybody. But essentially I need to clip into a wall right here. I have a little bit of wiggle room. And I need to land at a specific spot, turn Connor, turn around, and then backflip in there. It's really, really tight getting that. And the whole point of it is to be able to...
But where do I begin?
Well, unfortunately, we're going to get stuck right here, and I'm going to have to do another wizard glitch. But optimally, I would have gotten in there before he finished his conversation with me, and then waited by this path that's in front of the house right there. And then I would go out of range of his conversation when Connor is talking, which would continue the conversation. If I were to get out of range while he is talking, which we're going to possibly see.
My destiny is clear. I shall prevail. Good wizard.
Then the conversation would just stop.
Return when you wish to converse further.
This is the backup, and you know, marathon luck is what it is. So I got to do a second one. But yeah, what I would be able to do is what I'm going to do right now, which is to get the last item that he needs, because you need to get 3 Mcguffins to continue on with the quest. Those 3 things, which he's going to be saying in the text box below Connor, is a thing of torch ashes, a sacred flame from a church, and a ring of a dead hero.
Where can such be found?
The idea is to get the ring of the dead hero during that first conversation and get teleported just like I was over to him. But yeah, I messed it up, so I gotta open this sarcophagus, which is it's a little dodgy with when it activates. It's kind of weird. Anyways.
Forgive me, great knight, but I will need your ring in order to achieve my quest.
Needless to say, getting that backflip is a pretty big reset point for this game. And so we're just gonna head our happy way back on over here. If there's any donations that need to be read out, you are more than welcome to read them out.
Certainly. Thank you very much. We have a $5 donation from Mishi11 with no comment. Thank you very much. And we have a $70 donation from Mobile Keys, who says, Mobile Keys here, long-time watcher, first-time donator, I think. I'm grateful to ESA for what they are doing in supporting Alzheimer's patients and other individuals with dementia. This towards the Oathkeeper glitch for Kingdom Hearts, which is going to be happening a little later into the week. Thank you all very much for your generous donations.
Alrighty. So we're just giving more stuff to him while he talks. If you have another one, be my guest.
Well, I'll take the time to remind everybody that we are ESA Summer Online 2020, and we are raising money for the Alzheimerfonden, which are the Swedish national fundraising organisation focusing on Alzheimer's disease and other dementia-related diseases. Their aim and purpose is to increase funding to the benefit of scientific research in order to find a cure for Alzheimer's disease, and all of your donations will be going towards that cause. Thank you all very much.
Alrighty. So we get hit with this magic ring right here, and then it centralizes on our hand, which is the ring of the dead hero is now charged with this magic fire, which is what we need to kill that thing that we just saw for about a half a second in the beginning when I clipped through the wall in that little mausoleum. That whole sequence was a sequence break, is what you're supposed to do, is go in through where that orc is. I think he's an orc. I don't even really know. There might be a goblin. and then go through a portal to the Dimension of Death, see the Shadow Bane, I think that's what it's called, yeah, and then get knocked back through the portal and have to talk to him and do all the things that we just did. So, anyways, we're gonna go in here and well, Connor's gonna show him who's boss. Then we can start the Dimension of Death sequence or section. Pardon me. Great late 90s 3D graphics. Personally, I find a little endearing.
'Tis the dimension of death.
And all of its 15 FPS glory. So the first thing that we're going to do here is skip a trigger. If you go straight, you end up getting stuck, and you walk forward and talk to two of these skeletons right here. So the first thing we're going to do is let that skeleton scratch our back with a sword. Run over here. Go through here, essentially kiting them right now, and they have to hit you to get proper aggro. We're going to walk over here, turn around, and jump on his head and jump over the gate. Later, dude. Can't catch the muffin, man. Woo, woo, woo. That skips a huge part of this opening part. There's like so many things you can do in that area, and you just outright just skip it by jumping over the gate. I was learning this run, I was like, wow. And in fact, I'm going to do a quick save right here because I'm seeing where my luck is going. Unfortunately, this is also kind of a slow save. Okay. Okay, cool, we did it. So, Dimension of Death is actually the biggest area in the game. It is huge. It's a gigantic maze that you can't see more than 10 feet in front of you, as you can see right now. And the exit is on the other side of this, the river Styx. That's, you know, we're in the Deathland, that's pertinent to that. And yeah, we just straight up skipped it by jumping over it. The reason why that works is that the trigger for Connor to die is pretty far into the river, and you can walk just far enough to the edge of it without triggering it and get all the way over to the other end with one big, gigantic Connor leap, which, as you can tell, his horizontal leap is incredible. It's nice. So here we're in a swamp. There's this tree right there with really cool shades. We're not going to talk to him. We're going to go over here to this area, and we're going to go across this swamp real quick, all while eating those mushrooms we picked up earlier. Cover a paltry amount of health, but just enough for us to negate the damage. Go over here to where the poison in the water is not really bothering us. Use our rope and hook and act like Batman, and we'll climb in the wall. And get up towards this next sequence break. You're starting to see a pattern with this? So we're going to climb up here. Head on up. Up, up, up we go. There's a little L-shaped hole right here, and if I were to jump right away, I would fall right into it. So, here's this gate with a, I ran into it. Here's a gate with a door, with a hand on it. We're just going to straight up clip into it. What you're supposed to do is actually find this one guy that looks like the, one monster that looks like the final boss, which we would have seen if I had done anything other than pick up torch ashes in Castle Daventry. Oops, I missed. Kill it, grab his hand, and use that to open that gate, which then opens up this puzzle, this stepping puzzle right here. But since we just sequence break it by going in, we go there, get the golden chalice at the end, and then hop back over and click on the door, which triggers that cutscene and spits us right back out. And we're going to do a damage cancel right there, which happens when you pull your weapon out, because when you do that you get iframes. That gets used a lot throughout the run. And we're going to dodge all these guys. No, nobody can catch the Muffin Man. And hop on over here. Not all the water is, or all the swamp is poison, so fortunately we can kind of get over there. We're going to hop over these little things right here while ignoring these guys. Here's another thing. You may notice our that bar to the right of my health, which is the red bar. That is an EXP bar. And right now, because of all the sequence breaks, I'm actually over leveled. So I have, and every time you level up, you gain a bunch of, whoops, hang on, whoops, there we go. You get a bunch of EXP and it just like overflows it. Okay, so I just, I just used a ladle through a wall onto a cauldron. How does that work? Well, when I walk over here, walk over that gate to that wall right there, I move the camera in, and there's a modifier key. It's just called modify, literally, modify action in the options. I use that, then there's a manual move camera up vertically and horizontally. And I've used the one that moves it horizontally with the modifier button, which bumped it just far enough into the wall that I could access the cauldron, and I just used the ladle on the cauldron. Just like that, boom. And that initiates, well, the end of this. Shh, nobody tell him, by the way. Nobody tell him. Anyways, this is a little cutscene right here. If there's any donations, be my guest.
I'd like to tell everybody that thanks to two of our sponsors, Kaspersky and ViewSonic, you could actually win some prizes over the course of this, where if you do a $30 minimum donation, you can be in the running to win the prize of a ViewSonic Elite monitor, and a minimum $50 donation to win a Nintendo Switch. So let's get those donations in, as we have passed the $8,600 mark. Thank you all very much.
Nice. By the way, I love the voice acting in this. So good. That corny late 90s voice acting.
Where are you going?
So anyways, yeah. That's the entrance to the next area, as he said, the underground realm of the gnome. I just Connor just straight up talked to him straight through a stone wall. I'm sure he heard us properly, but you know. He obviously can't see too well, the witch was right in front of him. So we're going to go over here, we're going to jump right into the portal to it. And there we go. You may be thinking, wait, didn't you just say that when you fall, that you take damage? Well, you take death damage. Like any fall from any distance that is too far, Connor will just straight up die. But right there, when you jump into it, the trigger for you to go through the portal happens before death, and then you saying yes, that takes precedence, so Connor doesn't actually die.
This must be the realm of the gnomes.
And now we're in the realm of the gnomes. This is where the run gets a little scary. You may see me safety save quite a bit here. So the first thing we do is we go over to the wall and we clip through it, and we end up on this like pathway. What's this pathway? Well, the underground realm of the gnomes is a series of tunnels, and we're literally running on top of the tunnels. Yeah. So everything's pretty dark, much like the Dimension of Death. Fortunately, I have a path that I follow, and I know exactly where it's taking me. The goal here is to get this thing called a lodestone, bring it to this wise sage, and have him open the portal to the Barren region. And we're going to do that right now. The lodestone is protected by a dragon. That's right down here. You may be hearing him. He's making noises. So what we're going to do is go up to this wall, clip into it, clip into the first wall, clip into the second wall, walk forward. Uh-oh.
I can't
Uh-oh.
see my opponent.
Uh-oh, I might die. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I was hoping this wouldn't happen. Ah, God. Oof. Okay, don't worry guys, I have saves. I have saves. I have saves, I'm sorry. Yeah, that trick right there is really difficult because, well, I'll explain it as we are right now. Essentially what you need to do is clip into a wall, clip into another wall, and then walk on the middle of that wall. And Connor, well, he doesn't like to walk straight. So when he walks on kind of an angle. After all, the game has tank controls, and tank controls are, put it this way, not my favorite. And I control it solely with a directional pad that only uses 4 directions. So anyways, apologize for having to use pre-made saves, but yeah, it happens, it happens. I actually did 2 practices earlier and I had 0 problems, but you know, marathon luck. So anyways, proper way of doing this, where you're taking your sweet time, is like so. So I need to stay right here, get up to this wall, turn on running again, turn Connor 90 degrees to the left, clip in again, turn him 90 degrees again, and run straight through into the tunnel. Whew. Yeah, this is pretty much the hardest part of the run. All this unnecessary platforming and what have you. I knew I should have made a save right there, but yeah, you know, it is what it is. Oops. So now we have to move forward and get over to the Y stage. You're seeing all these manta rays that are flying in the air and shooting lightning at us. You know, they're a regular, everyday occurrence here in the underground realm of the gnomes. So we're just going to avoid them. They don't do much damage. Get over here to this Indiana Jones rolling rock puzzle. Avoid these. They're pretty easy to dodge. And then there's this rock guy right here. You can avoid him, but I've had bad luck where he'll throw his projectile at me when I'm going past one of the rolling rocks. And yeah, I'd rather not even bother. So anyways, here's the Y stage. Give him the lodestone. He says a bunch of stuff. Kind of ignore him. It twinkles back and forth. His things are spinning. Yeah, whatever. Later, dude. So we gotta go back forth and yeah, into another 2 more platforming sections that are pretty scary. I'm definitely going to be taking some safety saves for that. For a safety save. And these guys are in bad position. Nice. I'm gonna have to kill them real quick. Alright. Alright, and we're gonna clip into this wall. Make a save. Take 1 jump right there. Another jump right here. Line up right about here, I believe. And here comes a very big jump. And I did it. Whew! Okay. Reason why that's such a big jump is I quite literally had to be at the end of that platform, and I have to end up right at the tip of that V that's right there. Oh god, please don't jump in the hole while I'm talking. And it's a tight jump. So here's a couple of them. Here's some mammies. The mummies. They die in 2 hits. One of them starts walking back. You just ignore him. Do a damage cancel real quick, and so you know how I mentioned the game might crash? We've been lucky so far. Of all the bad things that have happened, it hasn't crashed.
I can magically transport from here.
As of late, it's been crashing here a lot, so I'm making a save. Whew. Connor be praised. Didn't crash. Yeah. So here we are in the Barren region.
In what scorching land have I found myself?
I'm gonna grab some of these healing items that are on the ground. Probably 4 of them. Hopefully not get bit by a red ant. So, you've been noticing the different places we've been going to. We've gone to a death place, we've gone to a swamp, we've gone to a tunnel area, now we're in a lava area. Can you guess what's going to come up next? We'll have to wait and keep watching and see. So anyways, right here, it's just a long stretch over to a location. So if you want to read a donation, now's a good time.
Oh, my Discord broke for a second there. Certainly, thank you very much. So just like to remind everybody, we are raising money for Alzheimer-Fonden. Alzheimer-Fonden enables training for caregivers on the subject of dementia. All of your donations will be going towards that. And if you're wondering about something to donate towards, coming up after this excellent King's Quest run is going to be Parasite Eve. And in Parasite Eve, we currently have a donation incentive going on for Revenge for Torres. And that is currently at $65 out of 100. So if we can get $35 more, we can meet that incentive. So let's see if we can do it.
Alrighty. Okay, come on, dude. So this guy doesn't like his friend over here. He's talking some smack to him right now. And, yeah. Woo, watch out, buddy. And, yeah, he just straight up killed him. I don't know, maybe he ate his ham sandwich or something. So, why are you... Why is the camera so wonky right now? Whatever. Get this cool, canted angle. So I'm going to shoot him with his buddy's arrow. If you're brave right here, you could actually just go straight up and I'm gonna grab that other healing item as well. You could just straight up go in there and start punching both of them. However, for marathon, I like to just show that because it's funny. So here comes another little sequence break. You're supposed to get a key for that door, obviously. And let me back up a little bit more. And you do that. Oh, great. Don't worry about it. You do that through killing this like thing that's over there. It's a boss. So we don't have to do that. Instead, we have to do something that I'm apparently not able to do properly right now. Okay, which is do a kind of wedge ourselves right here between the door and the wall and do a backflip and end up on top of this place. How that works is the side of the mountain over there is slanted, and when Connor does a backflip up against it, he pretty much just rides it up and ends up clipping up on top of this. So then I need to do a quick little drop right here, and with my luck, I know what's going to happen. There's a small tile right there where Connor is, where you don't actually get hurt. The rest of that lava, one shot. You just straight up die. And yeah, don't want to have that happen right now. So, boys. Here we got a, guess what, clip in. This is a long one too. This is like a 3-layer wall. So we're going to clip in once, twice, and stay here close into the wall. I need to take one step forward. 2. Come on. Okay. I see how it is. Okay, I'm walking. Am I walking? I think I'm walking. There we go. Okay. So I need to be just far enough in here that I don't aggro this guy, but I'm able to operate that puzzle right there. So I do the puzzle and I get a pipe cap. And then the other pipe cap is behind this gate, but there's just enough of an area, if I get the right angle, that I can just straight up grab it like that. There's also some lady here. We don't care about her. You know. Connor's not quite a king or a prince. He doesn't need to save a damsel in distress just yet, so we don't worry about that. So now we have to go and see this box here. I mean, that's a shiny box. I want to go see what's in that box. You want to see what's in that box? You know what's in that box? What's the subtitle to this game? Mask of Eternity. And you know what we just found?
A piece of the mask.
Yep. But at this point, we're supposed to have like 2 or 3 of those pieces.
To the contents then.
So we do that. That guy comes out here. He mentions some guy named Lucreto. I think we're going to see him later. So he gets, you know, he wants to come kick our butt, but he can't move. I think his feet are glued to the ground. Maybe his bottom of his shoes melted or something in the heat. And yeah, So we're stuck here on the wall. There's one of these guys here. I'm just gonna kill him. Shoot him straight through the wall. There we go. Grab the 2 healing items. And now we have to use these 2 pipe caps really quick. We'll use the first one right here. Use the first one right here. And I'm using the... No, oh, don't do this to me. Oh man, my luck's great right now. I'm gonna kill this guy because I don't have a choice at this point. This guy can kill me pretty easily. There we go. Okay. If I had executed that properly, yeah, this is going well, I tell you. Oh my god, Connor, can you just do it? So the idea is that you're supposed to be up on here. You're supposed to operate that button.
It is beyond my reach.
Oh my good gravy, I tell you what. Why aren't you... Oh man. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on. He just doesn't want to activate that button. And I'm not entirely 100% as to what is going on with it. So I'm sorry for the time that this is taking, but he just doesn't want to do it. I've never had this happen before. It always works one way or another. So it's supposed to trigger like the next thing. I think that the backup for it is to just shoot it or not. So to not take any more time, I'm just gonna load a save, start to the next area. I apologize for that. This run is not going well.
This is a frigid land, sure.
So that would normally be a elevator that goes up, and yeah. And normally what would happen is you walk onto there, you use the first pipe cap, move onto the platform just far enough, use the second pipe cap, move the camera over, and then activate the switch, and it will activate. I'm not crazy, just saying that. It will activate. So, some reason, I don't know why, it didn't want to activate. And the normal other way is to shoot it with the bow, and even that didn't want to work, so... Chalk it up to bad programming and bad execution on my part. So anyways, yeah, we're in the frozen reaches now. The first thing I did was a long damage cancel, which when I fell down there, I equipped the bow rather than pull out my fists. The bow has a longer animation for that. And that allowed me to have more iframes. Then I jumped across the frozen river and ate a bunch of healing items, because there's actually a bunch of triggered deaths inside of that river. And you're actually supposed to do a different... you're supposed to do this big thing with some Birdman and that lady that we saw in the Barren region prison, and a crystal dragon thing. Who cares? We just run across it and chug healing items. So now we go over here. There's these Yeti men shooting crossbows at us. We avoid them, kill one of them, leave one of them alive. That's for a reason that you're going to see in just a second. And go over here, climb the wall. Don't go over that venting because that triggers a cutscene, a lengthy one. And Connor does this really awesome takedown right here on the remaining guy. And yeah, there we go. And that's actually not a bad location for this to pop up. This is random. This thing can pop up in, or that crossbow can pop up in multiple spots. But we don't pick it up just yet because there's a puzzle that we need to use the flame bow for. So here's another little sequence break glitch. So we're going to do a backflip right here. We're going to make sure that Connor's in a specific spot with his wall back up against the wall. I'm going to hold the modifier key, move the camera upwards, pull out the key, use it on the lock right here, hit F1, boom, and we freed Birdman.
Thank you, brave knight.
You may have seen that I was trying to do that in the Barren region prison with that lift. For some reason, the game, when you bring up that tooltip with F1, it's like a help thing. You can still interact with stuff on the screen, and yeah, it's kind of helpful.
Mortal. Not me. You, Thork.
So here's Thork. We would have heard about him had we watched the scene by jumping over the grating, but you know, he's just here and he's going to be running around in circles while we do stuff. So here's a puzzle that we have to do. The first thing we have to do is use that piece of ice right there. Drop it, or drop it there. Melt it to get it to turn to water. That it takes the shape of that. Go out here, grab this crossbow. Equip the crossbow, if it will, and then freeze it. Because, you know, you have a fire bow, an ice crossbow. Freeze it. Pick it up. Hopefully not get hit by Thork. Luckily, he starts walking when he gets close to you, so he's easy to avoid. And then use it as a lever to operate this lock.
Aye, it worked. I hope to not break.
And it breaks as soon as he says that. So then go over here and trigger a cutscene. If you're thinking Thork will come after us during the cutscene, much as you've seen before, NPCs can't really see you when you're in this kind of cutscene mode. And so they just kind of revert back to their original position. So we see another one of those Lucreto looking guys, and Connor just straight up one-shots him in 3 different shots and opens up the box a la Zelda or Link.
Another mask piece.
And grabs another mask piece, which is the last mask piece we need for the end of the game.
Twill not aid you either.
Much like the last one of those guys that we encounter, they just straight up ignore us, and so we can just clip through the wall and leave. Oh, while this really tense music plays. So now we just kind of need to go to the next part. This part of the game is actually kind of long as well. There's a lot of other stuff that you have to get done. In fact, you would have to backtrack if you didn't save that lady who was in that blue lady that was in the prison. So this is a little distance over there. So if you have any donations, be sure to, or be welcome to read them.
Certainly, thank you very much. We have a $5 donation from Valare, who says, I remember playing King's Quest Mask of Eternity as a child back in the day, and somehow the Dark Village at the beginning scared the ellipses out of me. Never managed to beat it or play it beyond the village. Maybe it was that bad, or I was too scared. Let's say it was too bad. I was looking forward for this run and really enjoyed it so far. Sadly, I don't have much to give, but here are at least $5 I borrowed from the friendly Yakuza in my neighborhood. Greetings from Germany. Thank you very much for the generous donation.
Thank you. So there's a little Hydra or something like that above where we just went through past all those Yetis, and oh, we don't need to deal with that. We just do what we always do. Straight through the wall. So now we're in this place called Paradise Lost. It's essentially just me with Connor hopping forward over to Stonehenge over here and using that crystal prism thing that we got earlier. Marathon luck, there is a soft lock that can happen here, and it doesn't happen often, but it happens. So Connor puts it on top of this little like Aztec temple thing. This guy who looks like those evil guys, but nice because, you know, he's wearing white and he's being nice to us. Pops up. Talks about some Realm of the Sun, and then we load this, and wow, there's a cutscene. Look at this. So Connor, I froze. That doesn't happen usually. Here, I'll tell you what happens. He turns into like one of those firecracker popsicle things, and then crash lands into a larger version of that Aztec temple. And then this little scene right here plays. It's not quite long enough to fit in a donation, though, unfortunately. It's just another takedown thing. So, anyways, Realm of the Sun, Part 1. Another safety save. This part is very scary, especially with the amount of healing items that I have right now, so this may take a few times. Essentially, it's a gauntlet of enemies with these guys right here. These Medusas, well, they can mess me up pretty hard. You may see this a couple of times. If you want to read some donation, I think you could fit one in.
Certainly. I'd like to remind everybody that coming up next is Parasite Eve, and we are currently $35 away from meeting the Revenge for Torres incentive. So let's try and hit that before that happens in the run.
You have another one, or anything else?
Oh, no, just to remind everybody that we are ESA Summer 2020 and we are raising money for Alzheimerfonden, who is the Swedish national fundraising organisation focusing on Alzheimer's disease and other dementia-related diseases. And their aim and purpose is to increase fundraising to the benefit of scientific research in order to find a cure for Alzheimer's disease. All of your donations are going towards that. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
I know not the answer. I shall seek it.
So we have to find the power of truth. I know what it is. Do you know what it is? I think you know what it is. It's clip into the wall, clip into the door and go through. Fun fact about that clip. Also, this is going to be kind of tight right here because I only have 1 health. Or I only have low health and 1 healing item. I'm already running into a wall. This is going well. Fun fact about those doors. I'm going to make another save because I'm kind of panicking inside, but I'm trying to keep my cool. Yeah. Those doors can only be clipped in if you have the game running on Direct 3D. I tried so long clipping through those doors on... Wow, okay, cool. He didn't crit me this time. Nice. And software rendering before I could figure out how to get Direct 3D working on this. And yeah, it was like a test of insanity. I kept trying and trying and trying. It just didn't work. I tried to find different ways to do it. Nothing really worked. I found an elaborate way of trying to clip in through the wall to the side and then backflip into the tunnel that you end up that it covers. Nothing worked. It wasn't until this one guy who joined my Twitch channel joined my stream named Jim Lau, who was apparently a big fan of this, alerted me to a certain type of installer. Oh, beautiful. It wouldn't be. It had to. It had to crash. I love this game. Nice. It gave me mercy. It's like, hey, we know you wanted your potion of everlasting life. Well, he joined my stream, told me of a certain installer to be able to install this game properly, because normally what happens when you load the game, it actually loads files off of the CD, copies them onto your hard drive, and then when you load a new area, it deletes those files and loads new files. In that time, the game has about an 80% chance of crashing. Seriously. So doing that, it averted it. But as well as doing that, it made Direct 3D work, as well as using a couple of other utilities out there. I have a big elaborate FAQ or a guide on how to set this game up so that it doesn't crash on the speedrun.com page. It took me a long time to figure that out. And this door is being a pain right now. Okay, we're good. We're good. Holy heck. Man. Okay. So, anyways, last door. What are we going to do? Flip? Nope. We're going to backflip through the top of it. Easy every time, by the way. That door right there, you actually cannot back clip through. So, you may notice something's a little bit different about Connor. I think he changed his hair or something. I don't know. Nah, he got a helmet. So right here in the end of the game, you actually get, and that's the Credo, but that's the final boss. Who cares? So you actually get a suit of armor and a sword. You're actually supposed to have those equipped. The game expects you to have those equipped when you come in here. Also, you may notice I'm just straight up punching the final boss and he's just standing still looking at me. Because of all the sequence breaks we've been doing, and this one right here without talking to the guy that was out front and initiating this section, what's missing from this area is two giant things of fire surrounding both ends in a V shape around this altar. And those are supposed to be triggered deaths for this. And you're supposed to fight Lucredo head on, mano y mano. Since we jumped over the door and through that stained glass window over there, those don't load in. So we're instead able to just, kind of cheese him by walking around to the left outside of his sight. I guess he has tunnel vision or something, I don't know. And just kind of punch him from a distance. As well with that, this explains why I never pick up anything other than a ranged weapon in this game, or in this speedrun. You don't need them. All you need is your trusty mitts. Unfortunately, I am going a little over estimate. I apologize for that. But we're just about at the end. The end is, well, I hate to say it, but it may take me a few tries. It depends. I kind of say it's RNG, but it's also kind of execution based. It's a nice blend of both. So, yeah. So we take the mask, put it on the altar, it opens up a portal. Credo sits here with his matchstick, talks some smack. And essentially what we're supposed to do here is walk over to him, knock him back once, and then hit him again, and hit him in there. This is a lot easier when you have the final gear. Because the game expects you to be able to have... Okay, sweet. Got it. Time. So, yeah. Basically what happens right there is you're supposed to have a sword that does like 600 and something odd damage. That's supposed to essentially hit him in there twice, no problem. With this, I essentially abuse iframes by walking forward, and when Connor's moving like that, he has iframes. He takes damage, but he won't die. And then during the second part where he starts hitting me, I do back steps, punctuate his back steps, and then keep punching between each step, and then that just happens to trigger him falling through the portal and dying. And because, to showcase how great of a game this is, the final cutscene froze. Yeah, so what a run this was. Usually goes better. So without taking too much time, I would like to shout out the King's Quest speedrunning community. Everybody in it, they are great people. If you're at all interested in running any of the King's Quest games, go on to any of the speedrun pages. There's a link to our Discord. Join it. We are a very wholesome community. We really like everybody. We're just really passionate about these games, really passionate about speedrunning them. It's a great place to be. Thanks to ESA for accepting this run. This is the first King's Quest to be showcased at ESA or any speedrunning marathon like it. It's great. I would love to see another one in it as well. Thanks to everybody, and yeah, that's all for me. Back over to you, man.
Thank you very much. Right. We are going to... we just had a very quick $35 donation from Edward Malice, who said, "This game is ridiculous and I love it." And thanks to that, we have also met the incentive for Parasite Eve. So thank you very much. And with that, I am going to throw it over to a quick ad break, and then we will come back with said Parasite Eve run.